Nope. I think she just said it.
Leo's getting more and more agitated, sweetie. I think he can smell the fight coming.
Questions.
Oh, someone...
What kind of medicine are you taking?
Dr. Henry calls them antipsychotics. I don't know what they're supposed to do. They just make my memory fuzzy.
Something else about you? Other questions. I think that's fine then. I think that's all that we needed to do for that. So now, I think I need to rest. Which, I was already here to drop off stuff, so I can do that.
Oh my goodness, look at these little angels. Becky, that dress looks so lovely. And Jimmy, oh my word, how you've grown.
I'm 4 whole feet, Grandma. Do you bring us presents, Grandma?
Well now, I don't know. Have you been good to your mommy and daddy?
Yes.
Well then, let Grandma do what you've got.
Aww. I think that was it. I think we got lucky and that was it. Alright.
Hello again, dear.
What was that recording you were listening to?
Oh, that old thing. That's just a holotape from the last time I visited my grandkids. Such sweet little children, you know, little angels. Sometimes it's hard to remember them. So I take that old tape out from time to time and listen.
Why is it hard to remember them?
It's my medicine, dearie. It keeps me calm, but it makes my memory go all fuzzy. That's why I only take my dosage every other time. That way, at least I remember their faces.
Lily, I'd like to talk to you about your medication.
Oh, don't you worry your silly little head about that, pumpkin. Grandma knows what she's doing.
So, we have a choice here that's going to affect the ending. Her ending, anyway. So, we can tell her to keep doing what she's doing. It's worth the risk to remember your family. It's too dangerous to you to miss doses from now on. I want you to keep taking your medicine every time. Or medicine isn't doing you any good. I want you to stop taking it altogether. This keeps it going as is, which means she's gonna kind of live in a haze for the rest of her life, pretty much. So it's not something I really... It's hard for us to make this decision for her, but we're in this position, so we have to do it. But I don't think this is a really good option for her. After, you know, her kids are long gone, and it's not worth having this fuzzy head over this loss here. She's living a very different life now, so I think it would be better for her to do this from now on, to take the full medicine. And obviously, we don't want her doing that at all. That'll just make her worse over time, and she'll probably just have that split personality thing and become Leo, which we don't want her to be Leo. We like Lily. Lily's really nice. So, this is the option I'm gonna go with for her.
Are you sure, dearie? Taking my medicine all the time makes me feel woozy, but it does make it easier for me to ignore Leo.
I'm sure. I'd rather you didn't have any psychotic breaks, even if it means you aren't as strong.
Well, all right then, dearie. I suppose I'll have my holotapes to remind me of Becky and Jimmy.
Okay.
Doctor! to you soon, dear.
I don't know why that particular dialogue is different than the other one. So there is one more companion that we should talk to. And I don't think I've spoken to her yet this whole game. I remembered, I think I found her, but I didn't actually talk to her, so I'll have to go and do that. Okay.
No offense, but you look like you've traveled a long way down some bad roads. Where'd you come from?
The grave.
Huh. Well, in that case, I take it back. You look pretty good, given the circumstances. Well, welcome then. I'm Veronica. I live in a hole in the ground.
You live in a hole in the ground?
Well, a bunker, if you want to get technical. I think it sounds more interesting my way. But I'm not there much anymore. I'm usually out here picking up food and supplies for my family, whatever they need.
Seriously, just leave your family in the bunker?
Yeah, I'm not worried. They can handle themselves. But somebody has to get the groceries, know what I mean? And actually these days, I think they'd rather have me out here anyway. But that's a whole other story. So listen, can I ask you something on the level?
Go ahead.
I had a run-in with this group calling themselves the Brotherhood of Steel. Pretty strange bunch. Do you know anything about them?
They're usually harmless unless you use advanced technology around them.
Well, that shouldn't be a problem for me. I can't afford anything like that. Hey, so where are you headed anyway?
I go where I'm needed.
Guess we have that in common then. I'll be honest, you're the first person I've run across out here that looks like she can really handle herself. There are places I've never been to that'd be too dangerous for just me. What do you think? Maybe we could travel together, help each other out.
What do you bring to the table?
Good. That's the look I was going for. Trust me on this one, though. You'll be glad you brought me along. If I turn out to be a burden, we can part ways at any time. No hard feelings.
Where are you hoping to go?
Oh, nowhere in particular, really. Just hoping to see more of the world. Looking for a fresh perspective. I want to see how different groups have adapted to survive in the Mojave. See if there's something I can learn from.
Don't you have a family to feed?
Like I said, they can handle themselves. And I'm not the only one getting supplies for them. It's a big family.
Okay, let's travel together.
Now you're talking. One thing you should know first, though. I ask you about the Brotherhood because I'm one of them. I know, but I had to know how you react when I told you. We have made a lot of enemies. You still okay bringing me along?
Actually, I'm more comfortable now that I know you've had some training.
I'm great at punching people. I'm not gonna lie. It's a gift. Well, thanks for taking a chance on a naive young girl from California with stars in her eyes and a pneumatic gauntlet on her hand. Let's hit the road, huh? A bunch of shut-ins who scorn outsiders and hold technology over them. Gee, where have I heard that one before?
So, yep, this is Veronica. She is part of the Brotherhood. She doesn't look like it, but she is. If I had had her with me when I first went to the Brotherhood, I would have had a much easier time of it, but I didn't remember that she was here, or to talk to her. But I have her now. So... I forget what to do to start her quest, to be honest. I might have to go see the followers of the apocalypse, possibly.
No power armor, no energy weapons, and they're giving the NCR more trouble than we ever did. You can't help but notice that the Brotherhood barely exists to these people out here. We're like an urban myth, no real presence on the outside. We just don't adapt like we should. Used to be that all you needed to get your way was a suit of power armor and a laser rifle. Now, people are armed and organized. They're not afraid. But we still stick to our old approach because it's all we know.
The Brotherhood is living in the past. Eventually they'll have to change.
I think you're right. We're getting desperate. Hardly enough people to sustain ourselves as a chapter. They'll see the light, sooner or later. But I get the feeling if I don't take matters into my own hands, the change won't come in time to make a difference.
Oh, here I can actually talk to you. Tell me about yourself.
I like long walks in the desert and candlelit metal workshops.
How best can I use your skills?
I like punching things, but sometimes shooting things just has to do.
Anything else?
Yeah. I've been taking things apart and putting them back together since before I said my first word. You want to build something? Talk to me, and we can do it right there on the spot. Workbenches are for novices.
Oh, so she's like a
Who
portable
knows?
workbench.
I might even be able to show you a Brotherhood trick or two.
Tell me about yourself.
My favorite subject.
What are your goals?
I want a dress.
A dress?
Yeah, a good one. Something elegant and classy, you know? But still stylish. Something that's eye-catching and sexy, but also says, don't fuck with me. I keep hoping I'll come across some old-world designer gown when I'm scavenging, but it never happens. Maybe I should move back to California.
That's your goal? You want a nice dress?
Hey, you try getting a date wearing scribe robes. Might as well be wearing sweatpants. I just like them, you know? They make you feel like a woman. Those ladies before the war, they knew what they were doing.
Tell me something else about you.
Can I make it up?
Who was this Father Elijah to you?
I would say he was my tutor, but that doesn't cover it. After my parents passed, he looked after me. The whole Brotherhood brought me up, really, but he made sure of it. I never had a grandfather, not that I knew, anyway. But Elijah was in some ways what I'd imagine a grandfather to be.
Did you follow him from California?
It was by his request, actually. He cleared it with the other elders. Somehow. They sent him to look into the dam. There was a time when I'd have begged to follow. Watch him at work.
What changed?
He did. For years, he fought with the council. Taught me to question our direction. Meanwhile, he'd become more out of touch than all of them. On our way east, he demanded we stop at Helios 1 to examine it. While we were there, we received word that the NCR had taken the dam. He was furious. Called it children playing with a bomb, but he was mad because we'd lost his power. What we'd use it for. He didn't even care.
How's it different from how any other elder would have reacted?
They're cautious. When they discover something, they respect it, learn its limits, consider how to preserve it. Used to drive Father Elijah crazy. He liked to learn limits too, but only so he could push them. That's not to excuse the other elders, though. They all covet technology for its own sake. Some are just more fanatical than others.
Ever try to talk some sense into him?
Yeah, I did. I couldn't help him. He just didn't listen. And the idea that people talk back to him... If he could have made the Brotherhood act like machines, ordering them around with the push of a button, he would have.
So Father Elijah just realized that maybe you guys don't remember, but Father Elijah was the guy in charge of this Brotherhood group that's in New Vegas before the current guy that's in charge. And he made them hold on to Helios 1 until the NCR came and dispatched them. And it was dispatched because Father Elijah was kind of just going crazy in Helios 1 and left them. And then this other dude, basically, who was a scribe and not someone who would have normally taken charge, but he did take charge. And then he got everyone to retreat to the bunker. And then they haven't left the bunker since. Anyway, what did you learn from him?
Elijah could look at an old device and immediately understand what made it work. And he could see its potential, where it fit with other technology. It's not something he could teach, but he tried with me. Some of it stuck. But that's what he taught me. You ask what I learned from him.
How's that different? What did you learn from him?
I learned what I don't want to become. In the end, there was just him and his vision. Nothing and no one else.
Were you close?
Yeah. I miss him.
where is he now?
I don't know. Last time anyone saw him was in the battle at Helios 1. I wasn't there. He gave orders to hold the plant until it could be reactivated. But he ran out of time. The NCR overran it. Everyone thought he was dead. But I got a note from him at a comm station. That's how he liked to talk, even to me. He wasn't good at face-to-face.
What was in the note?
It was strange. Even for Father Elijah. He's always been unstable, but this was something else. I don't want to say delusional, but I don't know what else to call it. The only thing familiar about it was the signature. He said the Brotherhood was doomed, but that he'd return, save us. But the way he said it, I don't know. Said he'd return with one of the greatest treasures of the old world, make the Mojave like it was meant to be. Wipe the slate clean.
That's a bit disturbing. I think that Father Elijah is actually going to be in one of the DLCs that we'll get to eventually. Tell me something else about you.
Like what?
Do you have any other family in the Brotherhood?
Just my parents, but they haven't been around for a long time. Dad was a paladin, Mom was a scribe. They died in the same battle, trying to hold off the NCR from something. I don't remember what it was. Guess it seemed important at the time.
Tell me something else about you. Ever been in love?
Ever been nosy? I was, once. We were pretty young, but I like to think it was love.
What happened?
She left the Brotherhood. Wanted to put some distance between herself and her parents. Since our membership isn't open to outsiders, some members think that obligates all of us to procreate. You can guess which camp her parents belong to.
You didn't go with her?
No. Couldn't bring myself to leave everyone else behind. Couldn't convince her to stay, either. I'd hoped love would be enough to influence her decision, but it wasn't. We were both too stubborn. I don't know where she is now, but I'm sure she's moved on. I still think about her, though. Once in a while.
Tell me else about you. Are you well respected among other members of the Brotherhood?
If you take trying to keep me as far away from Hidden Valley as possible because I ask too many difficult questions as a sign of respect, oh yeah. That's not to say I don't get along with them. I just think they don't know what to do with me sometimes.
Someplace you wanted me to take you.
Nowhere specific. I just know there are a lot of groups who are actually doing well for themselves out here. I want to understand how and why. See them at work.
Other things. Tactics. Keep distance.
They'll never see the...
Alright.
See you around.
Okay. So, now we know a bunch about her. Which is good. And we have to go to other places too.